How billionaires think. 7 habits that made them rich. 1. They think in terms of leverage. Billionaires don't just work hard. They work smart and amplified. Where most people trade time for money, billionaires ask a deeper question. How can I achieve 100x results with the same or less effort? The answer? Leverage. Leverage is about using tools, people, and systems to multiply your output without multiplying your input. Types of leverage billionaires use. 1. People leverage. They build teams. They delegate. They hire experts to do what they can't, or shouldn't, do themselves. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon alone. Oprah didn't run her empire solo. Billionaires build machines powered by people. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. African proverb. 2. Capital leverage. They know how to use money to make money. This includes investments, partnerships, and using other people's money, OPM, to grow faster. Warren Buffett uses capital markets as tools of expansion. Real estate moguls use leverage through loans and debt smartly. Money in the hands of the wise becomes a force multiplier. 3. Technology leverage. Code doesn't sleep. Software scales endlessly. A single line of code or a single app can reach millions instantly. Elon Musk uses tech to reshape industries. Zuckerberg built a platform that connected billions. Tech is time-free leverage. It keeps working even when you're not. 4. Media leverage. Your ideas can work for you 24/7 if they're shared. A book, video, podcast, or tweet can influence thousands, even millions. Tony Robbins doesn't need to be everywhere. His media makes him omnipresent. Your voice, message, or brand can be your digital salesperson, working while you sleep. The billionaire question. Where can I apply more leverage? They ask this all the time. It's not about working harder. It's about designing systems that work harder than you ever could. How you can start thinking in leverage. Automate repetitive tasks. Use tools and apps. Delegate low-value tasks to free up time for high-impact ones. Learn how to invest money, time, energy into scalable opportunities. Share your ideas. Start a blog, podcast, or social page. Leverage turns effort into empire. If you want to multiply your results, you must multiply your leverage. 2. They focus on long-term value, not short-term gains. Billionaires think in decades, not days. While the average person is chasing paychecks, quick wins, and overnight success, billionaires are planting seeds that will grow into empires. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Warren Buffett. Short-term thinking versus long-term vision. Short-term thinker, long-term thinker, billionaire mindset. How can I make money this week? How can I build something that pays for decades? Chases trends, builds timeless value. Looks for hacks, builds systems and strategies. Consumes, invests. Billionaires delay gratification. They know the real rewards come with time, patience, and compound growth. The power of compounding. Billionaires understand one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Compound interest, not just financially, but in skills, brand, and relationships. Warren Buffett earned 99% of his wealth after age 50. Amazon operated for years without profits because Bezos was building infrastructure, data, and dominance. Apple spends billions on R&D today for products 5 years into the future. The longer the horizon, the greater the potential for exponential growth. They build assets, not just income. Short-term thinkers chase high income. Billionaires focus on building assets that increase in value over time. Businesses, real estate, intellectual property, investments, personal brand. Each of these creates long-term leverage. They invest in relationships, not just transactions. Long-term value includes people. Billionaires invest in trusted networks, partners, mentors, teams, and clients. They think, how can I build trust, reputation, and loyalty over the next 10+ years? In the long game, your name becomes your currency. Billionaire question. Will this matter in 10 years? They constantly weigh decisions against long-term impact, not just immediate gain. This mindset filters out unnecessary risks, impulsive choices, wasted time. How you can apply this? Focus on building, not just earning. Create a vision for your life 10 years out. Invest time in learning skills that compound, communication, tech, investing. Build relationships you're willing to nurture for life. Be patient. Let your work mature and multiply. Billionaires win because they think longer than everyone else. Long-term thinking isn't just smart, it's a superpower. 3. They solve big problems. Billionaires don't chase money. They chase problems, the kind that affect millions of people. If you want to make $1 billion, help 1 billion people. Peter Diamandis. They understand a simple truth. Money flows to value. Value comes from solving real problems. Small problems equals small rewards. Big problems equals big rewards. Most people focus on getting a better job, selling a product for a quick win, making ends meet. Billionaires focus on changing how people communicate, Zuckerberg, revolutionizing transportation, Musk, democratizing information, Gates, Page and Brin, healing emotional pain at scale, Oprah. They ask, what pain exists in the world, and how can I remove it? They think in systems, not band-aids. Billionaires don't patch, they redesign the system. Instead of creating another bookstore, Bezos redefined how people buy books, and then everything. Musk didn't just make electric cars, he's building an entire ecosystem. Batteries, charging stations, solar energy, AI integration. They don't fix symptoms. They eliminate the root cause. They think at scale. Solving a problem for one person is good. Solving it for 1 million is billionaire thinking. Ask, how can this solution be automated? How can this scale globally? How can I build a system once that works forever? Courage to tackle the impossible. Big problems come with big resistance. Most people run from difficulty. Billionaires run toward it. They're not afraid of skepticism, setbacks, critics, failure. Big problems are big opportunities in disguise for those bold enough to take them on. The billionaire question. What is a massive problem I'm uniquely positioned to solve? It doesn't need to be glamorous. It just needs to be painful, common, and unsolved. Examples. Improving how people learn. Reducing food waste. Decentralizing finance. Healing mental health issues. How you can start thinking like this. Look around. What frustrates people daily? Ask, what do I constantly hear people complain about? Find your intersection of skills, passion, and a real-world pain point. Don't just dream about it. Prototype, test, iterate. The world doesn't pay you for ideas. It pays you for solved problems. Billionaires don't wait for permission. They go solve something massive. 4. They are ruthlessly focused. Billionaires don't try to do everything. They identify the one thing that moves the needle, and they pour their energy into it with laser precision. The successful warrior is the average man, with laser-like focus. Bruce Lee. Where most people are scattered, distracted, and deluded, billionaires are obsessed with clarity, priorities, and execution. Focus is the ultimate force multiplier. You can have massive intelligence, powerful ideas, endless ambition, but without focus, it all gets wasted. Focus turns potential into progress. Billionaires understand that energy spread thin is energy wasted. They say no a lot. The difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Warren Buffett. Every yes to something small is a no to something great. Billionaires protect their attention like it's treasure because it is. They ask, is this aligned with my mission? Will this create long-term impact? Is this the highest use of my time? If not, it's a no. They focus on high-leverage activities. Billionaires concentrate on activities that generate massive returns. Vision and strategy, setting direction. Capital allocation, deciding where money works best. Talent acquisition, building world-class teams. Innovation, solving new problems, not just maintaining old ones. They don't get bogged down in inbox zero, micromanaging, busy work that feels productive but isn't. They operate in the top 5% of decisions that shape the next 10 years. They obsess over their craft. Elon Musk dives deep into engineering meetings at Tesla and SpaceX. Steve Jobs obsessed over product design details. Kobe Bryant trained before dawn for years. Billionaire in mindset, even before wealth. They're not generalists. They're focused architects of their empire. You become world-class by focusing where others dabble. The billionaire question. What's the one thing I must execute on? No matter what. They don't multitask. They time block, delegate, and build environments that support deep work. They know. Focus is not just what you do. It's what you refuse to do. How you can apply this. Audit your week. What's draining you versus what's driving results? Use the 80-20 rule. Double down on the 20% of actions creating 80% of progress. Eliminate distractions ruthlessly. Social media, cluttered to-do lists, noise. Create sacred time blocks for deep, uninterrupted work. Billionaires don't do more. They do less, but with more intensity, clarity, and purpose. Ruthless focus is how they move mountains while others spin wheels. 5. They think like owners, not employees. Billionaires don't trade time for money. They build systems that work, assets that grow, and teams that scale. They think like owners, not workers. You'll never get rich renting out your time. Naval Ravikant. Employees work in the system. Owners build the system. Employees ask, what's my salary? What's my job description? How many hours do I have to work? Owners ask, what system can I build so I don't have to be here 24/7? How can I create something that prints value without my constant presence? How can I scale this beyond myself? Owners play the game from the top. Employees play inside someone else's game. They own equity, not just income. The richest people in the world didn't get there from high salaries. They got rich through equity, ownership in businesses, real estate, intellectual property, and scalable assets. Examples. Jeff Bezos owns Amazon stock. Elon Musk owns shares in Tesla, SpaceX, and others. Rihanna became a billionaire by owning Fenty, not just performing. Income feeds today. Ownership feeds for life. They build, not just do. Employees execute. Owners create, lead, and direct. They ask, what can I build once that pays me forever? What system, brand, or product can run with minimal input from me? They invest time up front to create self-sustaining systems. Businesses with teams. Books that sell forever. Apps that serve people globally. Courses, content, or IP that creates recurring income. They embrace risk for greater reward. Employees avoid risk. Owners calculate it, embrace it, and benefit from it. Ownership means more responsibility, more uncertainty, but also more freedom, control, and upside. Entrepreneurs are willing to live a few years like most won't, so they can live the rest of their lives like most can't. The billionaire question: do I own what I'm building, or am I building someone else's dream? They relentlessly pursue ownership of their time, vision, and outcomes. How you can apply this: start a side business or passion project. Learn about investing, not just earning. Shift from asking what's the pay to what's the equity. Think like a builder, not a task doer. Turn knowledge or skills into products or services you own. Billionaires own the game. They don't wait for permission. They create the platform, set the rules, and share the profits. Ownership is the foundation of wealth and the gateway to freedom. 6. They constantly learn and adapt. Billionaires are students of the game. While others stop learning after school, billionaires never stop. They are obsessed with growth, curiosity, and adaptability. The more you learn, the more you earn. Warren Buffett. They don't see learning as a phase. They see it as a lifestyle. They outlearn the competition. In a world that's changing fast, knowledge is compound interest. Bill Gates reads 50+ books a year. Elon Musk learned rocket science from reading and asking questions. Charlie Munger credits success to a lifetime of preparation, curiosity, and reading. Billionaires don't just work harder. They think sharper and adapt faster. They see themselves as evolving organisms. They embrace change. They don't fear it, while others resist. New technologies, new markets, new ways of thinking. Billionaires lean in. They pivot quickly when things don't work. They ask, what's working now? What needs to change? How can I evolve before I'm forced to? Rigidity is the death of relevance. Adaptability is the seed of dominance. They invest in learning like it's capital. They treat books, courses, mentors, masterminds, and experiences as investments, not expenses. They pay for proximity to experts. They hire coaches. They study industries, people, markets, and behavior. Because they know one new idea can unlock millions. One new skill can shift your destiny. They learn from failure faster than most. When they fall, they don't freeze. They analyze, adjust, and re-engage. They don't fear being wrong. They fear not evolving. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every loss becomes data. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone on the path. The billionaire question: How fast can I learn? And how quickly can I apply what I've learned? Speed of learning equals speed of growth. Speed of adaptation equals speed of dominance. How you can apply this? Schedule daily learning time, reading, courses, podcasts. Keep a learning journal. Write down lessons, insights, and questions. Surround yourself with smarter people. Don't just consume. Apply what you learn immediately. Get feedback fast and iterate without ego. Billionaires don't wait to be taught. They go out and hunt knowledge. They evolve faster than the market, and that's why they lead it. 7. They control their mindset. Billionaires aren't just rich in assets. They're rich in perspective. Their greatest power isn't money, connections, or luck. It's their mindset, and they guard it like gold. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford. They've mastered the inner game before they ever won the outer one. They take radical responsibility. No blaming. No excuses. No victim thinking. When things go wrong, they don't say, "It's not my fault. The system is broken. Someone else should fix it." They ask, "What can I do about it? How did I contribute to this? How can I turn this into fuel?" Billionaires take control, even when it's not their fault, because that's where the power is. They feed their mind, intentionally. They don't leave their thoughts to chance. Instead of letting the news program their fears, social media dictate their self-worth. Negativity creep in. They curate their input. Books that expand belief. Mentors who challenge them. Content that fuels confidence and clarity. They know your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Master the mind, master the game. They visualize success before it exists. Billionaires see the future before anyone else does. They walk by faith, not just facts. They believe in their vision long before the world does. Oprah visualized her influence before it happened. Steve Jobs believed in Apple's impact before the product existed. Elon Musk said, "I always knew I'd be doing something big." They see it in the mind, then bring it into the world. They manage fear, they don't let it lead. Fear exists, but they don't obey it. They move through fear, not around it. They know fear is a signpost, not a stop sign. They train themselves to stay calm under chaos. Mindset mastery equals emotional mastery. They have an abundance mentality. No scarcity, no jealousy, no envy. They believe there's more than enough to go around. Someone else winning doesn't mean they're losing. Wealth can be created, not just collected. That's why they collaborate, invest, and give generously. Scarcity shrinks your world. Abundance expands it. The billionaire question: is my mindset helping me build or keeping me small? Billionaires ask this often because they know their mind is either their greatest asset or their greatest liability. How you can apply this? Start each day with empowering thoughts, affirmations, goals, gratitude. Catch and reframe limiting beliefs. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. Visualize success consistently. When fear shows up, move forward anyway. Billionaires become billionaires in the mind, long before the money arrives. Control your thoughts, and you control your future. Closing thoughts. Billionaires don't become who they are by accident. They build wealth on purpose, through mindset, discipline, and vision. They weren't born with superpowers. What sets them apart is how they think, act, and adapt. These 7 habits aren't just about making billions. They're about becoming the kind of person who creates massive value, leads boldly, and lives without limits. Let's recap. They think in terms of leverage, more with less. They focus on long-term value, delay gratification, build legacy. They solve big problems. Scale impact equals scale income. They are ruthlessly focused, eliminate distraction, execute what matters. They think like owners, not employees, build systems, own equity. They constantly learn and adapt, stay sharp, stay relevant. They control their mindset. Inner mastery leads to outer success. The difference between a rich life and an average one is not luck, it's habit. Not genius, but discipline and perspective. You may not want to be a billionaire, but if you master these habits, you'll unlock something even greater. Freedom, growth, purpose, impact, and those are the real riches.